Hi friends, welcome to Aishudiy. This is a earring tutorial and this is the wire wrapped earrings that I made. Um, so let's see how to make this fun geometrical earrings. I call this geometrical earrings. It's like a triangle and it's basically wire wrapping with some seed beads and beads of your choice. So the seed beads and the beads that you fill in that triangle is totally up to you. It's totally customizable. You can use any small beads you want, bigger beads you want. You just basically need to fill up the triangle with beads. So that can be any beads. So this is a sample that I am going to do in the video, and it is with copper and this aqua blue color, almost like a green, mint green I would say. And I really like this pair, and this is also fun. This is with some green and yellow is the color of the year, Pantone color of the year. So but I didn't use gray, I used green instead because I thought the yellow complements the green much more. And here is our materials that we need. So we need bicones. I have two 6mm bicones in the aqua green color, and we need one of the 4mm bicone in the same color. That's what I used in this. But in this I have used two 4mm cube beads and in green color and peridot green, and then two 4mm yellow bicones in matte yellow color. So, and then some 15 seed beads, and in this sample I'm using 11 seed beads because I think 11 seed beads is much more common, and people do have them in their stash. And I'm using this aqua green and tan mix seed beads. You can use any seed beads you want, or if you don't want to use seed beads, that's also fine. You can use smaller beads, crystal beads, roundel beads, whichever you have available, just to fill in that triangle. And then apart from these beads, what you need is ear wires, and then you need some 18 gauge wire. I'm using para wire, antique copper finish. You can use any wire you want, but I wouldn't recommend 20 gauge because it might be flimsy. We need to do extra wrapping on that. Apart from the 18 gauge, we need 26 gauge wire to wrap the wire. You can also use 24 gauge wire. Those are the materials that we need, and then we need some tools: tweezer nose or needle nose pliers, round nose pliers, and wire cutters and nylon jaw pliers. So these are the tools that we need for our project. So gather your materials and let's get started. So first of all, what we will do is we will cut our wire. So our ruler, we need a ruler, and then we need to cut about, say, 8 centimeters of wire. Measurement is very important in this earrings because it might change your frame a little bit much more. It might change the look of your frame just a little bit. So it's better you have an accurate measurement of both the things. So here I go ahead and flush cut the end of the wire because it's tapering, and then I'm cutting myself 8 centimeters of wire, not more than that, just 8 centimeter. And then I want to flush cut both the ends, so I'm going ahead and cutting myself. There we go. So this is 8 centimeters of wire, and then what we are going to do is use the ruler, of course. About 2 centimeters of 2 centimeters down the line, I hold this like that, and then take my pliers, and this is about 2 centimeters. So I'm just going to bend it at 2 centimeters. Just a sharp bend. Just a sharp bend. And to 90 degrees. Then again I come back and measure again 2 centimeters. Hold my pliers over there. And then bend again. Just try to bend it sharp. If it is a little bit slanting, you need to take your side and then make it a little bit sharp, because this is the bend that is going to go on the bottom of your earring. And then just bring this wire like that. Then again measure 2 centimeters and then hold it there. Then bend the wire again, just like that. So now you compare your frame with the frame that you already have. It's almost close. And then this overlapping, we need it for the wire wrapping and the loop on the top. So the distance just depends on how much you have for the other one. Almost overlapping and have a little bit over there. So my triangle seems to be a little bit fatter. Yes, now it's perfectly fine. It's totally up to you. You don't have to but you need the distance to actually turn this wire around, just like so. And then take the other wire, bend it on top of the wire that you turned around, and then slowly try to make a wrap. Just don't force it. Again, check if you have the same. If you're doing earrings, do the frame on one go so that you don't have a fatter one or a thinner one. And then you can just go ahead and tighten your wrap. That's all we have right now. And then what you do is take your round nose pliers, bend it a little bit on the side and make a loop, just like so. So we made our frame, and now we need to do is we need to wire wrap that. So for that I need 26 gauge wire. I got about 12 inches or 30 centimeters of 26 gauge wire. That was about right to make it. So about a foot of wire. So take your wire, and one more thing I forgot to mention is it is if you have a bench block and a hammer, it's good to hammer your frame down just a bit, not a lot, but just a bit. So I am going to go ahead and hammer just the bottom part. Having it like this would help on the edge so that it's easier for you to just not stamp on this wire wrap that we did. So here we go. You can can do it on both sides if you want. There we go. Our frame is ready. It's optional, you don't have to do it because it's an 18 gauge. It will definitely hold its shape, but added security is always good. So here we go. I'm just having a small tail here, and then I'm just going to wrap it around the top of the triangle. Just a couple of wraps to secure my wire before I wire wrap. Make sure everything is together. One more. I did 4 wraps totally to secure my wire to the frame. And once I'm happy with that, I take my wire and hold it right there on the top of the frame and pick up some seed beads. So here is my pattern. You don't have to follow the same pattern, but you can do you can actually add seed beads and bicones together. It's up to you. So this is like a mix. So some are very blue and some are very tan. I would like to take the blue ones the most. 1 or 2 of the tan ones is okay, but so the number of seed beads depends upon the width of your frame, how much you have in the frame. So for 11 seed beads, it took me 4, 5, 6, 9 seed beads up there. And I'm taking the 10 off because that's overlapping. And now I am securing the wire to the other end of the frame, just like so. Just make sure it's on the straight line and pull the wire nice and tight. You want the wire to be nice and tight, and then just push the wire just like this and bring it into the frame and do 3 wraps at least to secure. And then you can bring back the wire to the next side and then do a wrap. Just pull everything tight so that everything is secure in its place. This is what I have so far. There is wire going in the back, and that's what I want. If you don't want, you can go back and forth, but I want all my wraps to come in the front of the frame rather than going back and forth. So that's why I'm having the wire on the back coming to the next side, but you can also do it other ways. Check how much you want for. You can take 2 more. Let's see. So here we go. No, that much is good enough. So I'm taking the 1 more off and just lay the beads on the frame and see if it fits inside the frame. That's all it is about it. And then push the wire inside, come back and then come to the other side. So 3 wraps, and then I'm just pushing everything up here. I don't want it to come down. Okay, now I'm going to wrap it this side. Pull everything tight. One more wrap, and then the third wrap I'm going to pick up the beads. So I'm going to pick up one seed bead, one 6mm bicone, and then one seed bead. For my third row, I'm just placing it here, and I'm seeing it is a little bit big, but that's how much I did for that, so I want to do the same for this too. So maybe a different bicone would do. There we go. Over here, and then take your wire and put it from underneath, and then start wrapping the other side. 1, this is 2, and 3. Now bring it on the other side, and then we shall wrap twice. When you pull it, just pull it tight so that everything sits in its place. So I'm going to do 3 wraps, and then the 4th wrap I'm going to pick up the beads, because there is, as you can see, there is gap in between because of the bicone. We have a longer gap on the side than we have it on the seed beads. So you can do a couple more wraps to get it in position. And now I'm going to pick up the same 1 seed bead, but this case 4mm bicone, and 1 seed bead. There we go. And then put it over there, and go ahead and wire wrap. Make sure your beads sit in between this place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wire wrap all the way around and do one more wire wrap for just 1 bead. So here I go. I will just do the wire up here. I have 1 more seed bead on the final row. So totally 5 rows. First 2 rows with just seed beads. Then the third row with a seed bead and a 6mm bicone and a seed bead. And then the 4th row with 4mm bicone and a seed bead. And then the 5th row is just 1 seed bead. Pick up 1 seed bead, drop it down, and come back to the other side, and then wire wrap. So I'm just going to wire wrap all the way around this corner so that it's completely wrapped. Just make sure your coils are right next to each other and doesn't overlap. It's easy to work with 26 gauge wire. You can use your pliers if you want to. So I am wrapping it all the way across to the other side. So 12 inches of wire is exactly what you need for this frame. Once you reach the other side, take the wire in the back and snip it off. Tuck the tail. And then about this dangle, we need one more wire, which is 24 gauge, or you need a head pin, or so that I forgot to mention. We need some wire. I have here some 24 gauge wire lying around, just a small piece to create this dangle. So I'm just loading a seed bead, this 6mm bicone, and the seed bead. Then taking my pliers and creating just a small U, just like that, and then pinching it so that we create a head pin. And here I'm going to put my pliers on top, bend it to 90 degree, reposition my pliers, and make a question mark. Now I have this. Just going to snip off this wire a little bit, just about 1 inch or so. Add this to my dangle, to my frame in the bottom. So here we go. So make sure that your seed bead is not caught in the loop, which mine is. So I'm just going to put it like this. And then hold this, make a wrapped loop. Snip off the excess wire. Tuck in the tail if there is one. Mine there is none. Make sure it's in the straight line. And then there's a small tail in the start that we need to tuck in. There we go. So here's our earrings, pretty much ready. And all you need to do is take your ear wire, open up your ear wire, and add this frame to the ear wire. You can use any kind of ear wire you want. I use this simple ear wires to dangle my earrings. I hope you guys like this one. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Visit my Etsy shop. You can buy stuff from there and support my channel as well. Thanks so much for watching.